here that I'm going to touch to do the 25-cent trigger job with. The nice thing is you don't want to mess this up, but the thing about it is if you do mess something up, you really don't have to worry with Glock because the striker safety plunger is about $3, I believe, $3 to $5, depending on where you go. The connector is probably about $8, depending on where you get that at, and then you have your trigger bar, which will probably be about $20. So all in all, if you was to mess up every part in here that I'm going to show you how to do with a Dremel, you'd probably have $30 in replacing every part that you're going to touch in here. So that's the nice thing about Glocks. And I get my Glock parts at glockparts.com. So it's kind of easy to remember. But yeah, so just be careful with what you do, and if you do mess something up, you really don't have to worry about it.
If you do mess something up, it's not your gun anyways.
Yeah, it's the best way. Do somebody else's gun, that way you don't have to worry about it.
It'll work. Yeah, it's awesome. Not the easiest thing, especially when they're new.
All right, guys. I'm here with H4T. Frank.
On there, man.
Frank the doorman.
Cut.
Look at this guy.
Cut.
And he's going to show you how to do a 25-cent trigger job on a Glock without a punch. he's using a plastic punch to get the parts out.
H4T.
We're gonna see if this works.
He's about to shoot it.
H4T can do this.
You want me to do it?
It ain't gonna work. He just keeps bending. This gun's too new.
Bending.
The gun is too new.
Put some grease on it.
Put some oil on it. That's not gonna push it out.
Put some butter on it. Be alright. It's over. Cut. Take 4. Got for a commercial.
Somebody go find me a nail.
Here. I got a machete.
Anybody have anything that can double as a punch?
Found some weed.
I found your stash.
Don't say that on camera.
I mean,
She no good.
So Frankie. All right, we'll check back later. All right, guys, we're back in action using a Dremel tool attachment as a punch. So we're gonna get this show on the road here. Smooth out this trigger pull. All right, guys, I'll get back when we're actually doing the trigger job.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this right here. Basically, what you're focusing on is this edge right here. That piece right there. You don't want to round this off at all. I mean, you don't want any metal to come off of that. But I'm going to do the whole thing just so it looks good. And then I'm going to buff it right here on the side. And right here. Up here along this. Because the trigger bar is going to be on here like this. Okay, so. And then I'm going to hit a little bit right here. Just a little bit on the top of this. You don't want to cut no metal. And that's what hits your firing pin safety.
Flits everywhere.
Should be enough. I'm going to start on the safety plunger here. This is one I forgot to mention. I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to go real light. I'm going to go in the lowest setting that I can. And I'm not going to put no pressure on it. You don't want to get any of these parts hot either. going to stop and I'm going to wipe it off with the rag until, as you can see, it's already starting to get brighter. There it is. I might hit a little bit more. See the black on the wheel already. Focus. Yep. I'm not applying any pressure. I'm just.
I actually tried to get a shooting video of the Glock 41, but my cameraman was holding the camera vertically instead of horizontally, so the video's all screwed up, and I'm not even going to use it. It was a waste of a video. I did take some one-handed shooting video after I found that out, because my cameraman left, and I'll probably put that up. Also a short review of the FNX45. How's she looking? Yeah. Shiny. Alright guys, I'll cut back here when we start on something else. Yep,
That's the way it should look. Safety plunger when that's done.
My eyes. Now we're going to move on to this old piece.
Okay, guys, really, you only need to do this area here, but I'm just going to do the whole thing so it's uniform. Right up this region, right up in here is what you need to be concerned with. I'm just going over it lightly on the lowest speed. After I go over it for a little bit, then I'm going to wipe it off the rag and make sure it doesn't. You don't want no part to get hot. You don't want anything hot. You can see it's already starting to lighten up a little bit, but I'm going to take it a little bit further than that and make sure it doesn't get hot.
There you go.
Check it in here. Oh, man. You ain't going to believe this. I'm not even going to show it to you yet till it's done. You ain't going to believe this. It's like silk. It's like I'm rubbing silk on ice. That's how smooth this is. This is how you want your parts to be. All right, are you ready? You ready for this? The unveiling. Look at that. And I'm going to go over one more pass. Got that in the light? Let it gleam.
Wow.
Break your eyeball.
Wow, that's sweet.
You getting that in the light?
Yeah. Bring it down this way a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Like a mirror.
Good. All right, now I'm going to polish in here on the inside. This part meets the connector. I'm going to polish this, and you can take a good look at what it looks like.
Yeah, how dirty it looks.
Before, and that's wiped off too. That's just that's the metal. So I'll get back to you. I'm going to just come in here with a Dremel like this and go back and forth like that, and I'll show you how it's going to end up. This here, this is the after. This is what it should look like. Now you can even feel by hand how smooth it is when you rub something across it. This part isn't critical. Like I said, with any of these though, you don't ever want it to get hot. This never even got warm. You don't ever want it to get hot. You don't want to take off metal. You just want to go very lightly, just with the weight of the Dremel. And as you can see, way down in here, this portion right here in this region, from here forward, I could not get in there with the Dremel. That's just cosmetic. You don't have to worry about that. The critical part is right here. The part that touches is about from here to the corner. That's what touches the connector. So don't even worry about this right here. So now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do the top of this right here. I'm just going to do the whole thing, but you want to, where you're really focusing on is right here. But you want to be very careful this edge. You don't want to round this off, or you're going to be throwing this away and buying a new one. So don't round that edge off, but I'm going to do this part right here.
You can get it focused. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to do this part right here. I'm just actually going to do this whole thing just for cosmetic purposes, but this is what you're focusing on right here, is this ramped piece right here without rounding off the edge. Okay, guys, this is what this should look like when it's done. Go the easiest on this part, especially up here. You want to go the easiest on this that you can. And that's what that should look like when it's done. And now all I'm going to do is just the top edge of that. I don't even need to, that's really not going to, there's not going to be anything to look at. I'm just going to faintly hit the top edge of this that hits the striker safety.
Focus.
I got it, yeah. I'm just going to lightly do the top edge right here. So I'm not even going to show that on film because it's really not even going to see a difference on that. That's what hits the striker safety.
Maybe we can grind that bump off there.
And maybe grind that bump off there, make it even better.
All right, guys, we just wrapped it up and dropped the part somewhere. I heard something drop, but we're gonna put it back together and see how the trigger feels. Everything looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna try it out. We just got it back together, and I already tried it once and it feels great. But before, this thing was gritty. It just felt gritty and tough. You know, just rough all around. Like it was almost like it was filled with sand or something. But yeah, this thing now it is just smooth as silk. It's unbelievable the difference that it made. So I'll put a link in the description to Humans for Targets video showing how to do this in detail. So if you guys want to try it out, you can do it yourselves. Thanks for watching.
Nice.
Got to thank H4T for coming over and doing the trigger job for you guys so you can see it done on film.
Nice. Smooth as silk, guys.
4T.
And this is H4T, and I am out.